Hello, so this is my rehearsal video. I was invited to do 25 push-ups a day for suicide awareness. First I poo-pooed it, I was like, but now I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, let's do this. So I'm gonna actually give you more than that. I'm gonna show you my workout routine, which is a bodyweight workout routine that I've been doing for a while and adding to recently because we're staying home a lot. I think a bodyweight workout routine is really great for everybody to learn because you never know when you're going to be away from weights, and you don't have an excuse if you know how to use your own body weight. So here's what I'm doing, and I'm a slim guy, so I don't have a lot of body weight. So if these work for me, they should work for anybody, I would think. The first exercise I do is actually first I want to just mention the why I exercise. So personally, I got some notes right here that I'm looking at. So personally, I suffer from anxiety quite a bit, have for years, and I find that working out really, and depression off and on at times, and I find working out really can super calm me down. I can be super relaxed after a good workout. And also with a bit of endorphins in my body, and sometimes a major mood boost. Even just from 10 minutes of jogging, the oxygen seems to just bring me to life again, uplift me. So it's been very big learning for me that exercise for me really is great medicine for me emotionally to burn up stress, get that kind of adrenaline out of my system, and also as a mood lift and energy boost too. I find that as well. Sometimes I will work out when I'm tired, and after the workout, I find I have a lot of energy, which doesn't make any sense logically, but seems to often be the case. Um, Also, I can say that exercise, I'm really aware that it decreases inflammation in my body. So a lot of chronic health issues involve inflammation. And so if I do a moderate workout and I drink a lot of water, I find that I can definitely feel a whole lot cooler and calmer after in my body in terms of whether, how my body feels. And then the last benefit I can mention is that I sleep better. And in fact, I did a sleep course, which is about 4 hours long, and they covered a lot of stuff. But the main thing I learned from it was that for people who have difficulty sleeping, the number one way to improve your sleep is actually to exercise. And that probably helps if you're getting fresh air in that. But what I'll do in my room is I'll just open my window up wide, and my room will cool off and I'll work out, but then that heats me up. So then I will close the window again, mostly like 20 minutes later, and my room starts to heat up again. And I got the fresh air in as well, because it really makes a big difference to get fresh air in, at least once during your day if you're working from home kind of thing. So I'll show you the exercise I do now, and the main thing is to do them until muscle failure. So I took a course a while back. I'm a bit of a health nerd. And the course was called The Power of 10. Actually, it was a book that was recommended to me, and it was just a great book. The Power of 10, a workout system and a nutrition kind of plan based on an earlier method called Super Slow. And Super Slow was discovered by working with women with osteoporosis. So this guy worked with older women, some researchers I think actually worked with older women who had kind of brittle bones, and they slowed down the workout. They still used heavy weights, but they slowed down the workout, and they used machines in this case, so they'd have less impact, less kind of, not so much jarring movements, but much slower, more gradual exertion. And what they found was they got huge benefits. They had, very quick muscle gain from a very brief workout because it was slow. So I read that book. I recommend it, although you don't have to read it. I actually wrote a whole article on it in my blog. I'll include a link below somewhere or above or wherever. And so that book is called The Power of 10, and I learned how to do a bodyweight workout from that book. And a lot of that is what I'll show you in a minute. So, so you want to do the exercises until muscle failure, which means, this is what I learned from that system, is that you want to go until you can't do anymore. And that's because when you can't do anymore, it has something to do with lactic acid in the muscles. But when you get that burn, when you're feeling that strong and intense burn in your muscles, like if you're doing a push-up, that burn is really, really good for you. So you want to go into that and go into it for as long as you can without pushing yourself to the point that it's so painful that you won't work out anymore, that you quit. Because if you quit, it defeats the purpose. So you want to go into that burn. The burn is really good for you to your own edge, and you decide where that is. Yeah, and a friend of mine, again, because I'm just going to give you everything. A friend of mine also said that it can be a good idea to work out in a fasted state. So like before you eat. And you might think that, oh, you have to eat something beforehand, you have to eat something after, that's some of what people are saying. But in actual fact, you can work out in a fasted state. And that probably has other benefits as well. So here's some exercises. I will show you probably 6 exercises that I mostly do them. As you can see, I'm not exactly getting huge by this, but I definitely have put on a couple, maybe a pound and a half of muscle, and I definitely get all the emotional and energy benefits that I mentioned earlier. So here's the first exercise. Looks like this. I'm gonna move this down a bit. First exercise I do is usually a wall sit, which means I will sit. I go right down to my knees, to my thighs are parallel to the floor, and I usually put my arms up here. I don't know, just where they seem to go, and then I'll begin to breathe deeply, and just be as present as I can to my body, to my posture, to the alignment of my spine. You really want to be putting your attention into your body to amp it up, I think. So I'll hang up down here for I don't have a lot of body weight, so I can hang up for a while. I'll hang up here for like a minute and a half. I know there was a interview once with David Carradine, who created the Kung Fu, was the star of that early Kung Fu series, and he said that what he would do is he would do a horse stance. So he'd go down like this, and he would hang out in horse stance until he was down here for like 30 minutes, which is really, 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 I cannot get, I can only get a couple of minutes max. At the most, I think I was at 3.5 minutes, years ago when I was doing this twice a day, and feeling amazing. But the whole idea there, the whole learning there is that the more you do it, the more you will adjust to it. Your legs get stronger, and you're burning up fat, and eventually it does become a lot easier to hang out, right low to the floor and just hang out there for a long time. You've got power humming in your legs. So I'll do a wall sit. Sometimes I'll do some of this. These days I'm doing simple squats, which is just I put my hands together and I just get down and do like squats, and I'll do this for like 30. The other day I got to 40. 40 is pretty brutal. It's definitely a major burn. So that's the first exercise I do. I start with major muscle groups, so I do the squat first. The second one I'll do often is push-ups. So I'll show you my push-ups here. I'm supposed to knock off 25 a day, so I'll probably just knock off 25. So I'll do just your standard push-ups. 25 of those. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, so that's over 25. Not to show off, but that's what I can. That's muscle failure. So 29.5. That was all I could do. So that's going to muscle failure. So I'll do the push-ups. Sometimes I'll do variations on that. That was a bit of a harder variation because you could see my feet were elevated on my bed. The next exercise I'll often do is chin-ups, and these days I'm using the bar in my closet. I won't show you that though because you can't really see me, but I'll do chin-ups in my closet. I tested the bar first and I looked at how it was structured, so I wasn't going to rip it off the wall. it's in there super solid, so otherwise I wouldn't take a chance with that. Next exercise is another one for the legs, actually, that I learned that I'm really liking too. It's called reverse pistol squats. So pistol squats are usually with 1 foot out, and you go down on one leg. Reverse pistol squats are one leg behind, and you go down, and you try and touch this back knee to the floor. So this back knee, trying to bring it down to the floor, which I definitely cannot do. But you're getting all that weight on just one leg, so it's you get burn going real fast. That's another one for the legs, and then I'll do abs. And for abs, I'll either do a plank, which looks like this. Come down just a bit more here. So plank is like, you get right down there, get on your forearms, and your forearms go down, hands are joined together, straight body, and I'll just hang out there, kind of like being in push-up position, except I'm on my elbows. And I'll hang out in that position for a while, down there on the floor. You can also make it a bit more difficult. If that's too easy for you, make it a bit more difficult by kind of going up and squeeze the abs. Hang up there. Do that a few times. And then you can alternate bringing one leg up on each side, or knee up towards the center, and then up towards the side. Different variations. This one actually is quite hard at first. Bring the leg out that way. So that's the working the abs. Another simple way to work the abs is just leg raises, which is on your back and on your back, and you put your hands together on the floor, palms down on your buttocks, and you're lifting your legs up and down, and you can kind of do that until you can't do anymore. And again, you're getting your whole abs. I think I've only missed one, which is then the back. So to do the back with body weight, I find pretty tricky. Basically, the way that I do the back is I'll lie on my front and practice bringing your legs and your upper body up off the floor, raising your legs as high as you can, and raising your upper body as high as you can, and holding that, and then coming back down, raising the legs up off the floor, upper body off the floor, holding that for a while, coming back down. The main thing that they kept repeating in the Power of 10 was not to hold your breath. He kept saying, if you hold your breath while you work out, that's when you get accidents. So you really want to keep breathing continuously throughout all the exercises. If you take your workout and you focus on continuous breathing and alignment of posture, like being conscious of maintaining good form, and after that you pay attention to how many you're doing or how much, so you maintain breathing and posture as a priority, then you're kind of taking your workout and turning it into kind of Western yoga, where you're being really mindful of what you're doing, and you're never compromising your breath or your posture, because that's really where you're going to get an injury. So I think I covered it all. That'll be it. Hope you enjoyed my video.